My sorry, my viewers and subscribers. Good morning to everyone. I woke up at 3 o'clock, and it's now 3:27 a.m. in the morning. I'm feeling so hungry. I decided now to come to my heavenly kitchen to make myself some salad. This is what I fancy eating. So, this is raw cabbage. Got raw cabbage here. Yeah, this is finely washed. This is washed and finely chopped. And the other things that I've got like tomatoes. These are tomatoes. These are tomatoes. Finely chopped too. Spring onions that I fancy in it as well. And these are tomatoes. I'm just going to be adding these to my salad. Yeah, I want something to eat, and you know that when you're diabetic you get very, very hungry. So I am diabetic. I'm not afraid to tell anyone that I'm diabetic. Yeah, it's a hereditary thing. I earned this off my mom. Yeah, and she's the only one who's got it. My dad's not diabetic or anything. So I am doing whatever I want to eat and whatever my mind tells me what to eat. So I got out of my bed and refreshed myself, and then came out into my kitchen. I am alone in my kitchen. Me and God is in my kitchen. Yeah, me and no one else but God is in the kitchen with me. And my Heavenly Father above, putting these spring onions too, and I'm making these salad to eat. I don't have it with anything else, but just I could have like a tin of sardine next to it, but I don't fancy handling the sardine now. These are the tomatoes. I peel my tomatoes. You see what I've done here? I peel my tomatoes. These are my tomatoes. I peel my tomatoes. If you don't know how to peel your tomatoes, this is how I peel it, like an orange. I don't like the outer skin. The outer skin is too hard. And these are all my debris here. These are all my debris. All my cleaning of my cabbage and my what do you call it, my cucumber and the spring onions that I want in it as well. The scallion is not spring onions. This one is not spring onion. This one's a scallion. I was told the difference between the spring onions and the scallion. Yeah, so this is what I am doing at this present moment. I am not afraid to tell anyone that I'm diabetic, because the thing is, right, I never asked to be diabetic. Yeah, and some years ago I went to Jamaica, and when I went back my doctor called me for checks, and when they checked they told me that I am borderline of diabetic, and they put me on amlodipine and ramipril. So I am taking amlodipine and ramipril for some times now, and it doesn't bother me as long as I know that it is in control. That's all matters. Okay, this is my salad. This is just white cabbage, all cut in small pieces, really, really fine, and tomatoes. And I've got a little dressing here, my little dressing here, which I'm going to pour over it. This is my little dressing that I made up. I'm going to pour this over it, and I'm just going to pour this over it. Okay, this is my little dressing. Okay, so I am going to mix this in, thoroughly mix this in, thoroughly mix this in my nice white bowl. Okay, and then it will be ready to eat. Although it is like around 3:37 or 3:38 now, I don't care, because the thing is, right, however, anytime you're feeling very hungry as a diabetic person, you get up and you get something to eat. And when I was going to my bed, I never had anything to eat. I'd never had any supper or anything. because I was so tired I went straight to my bed. So I am hungry as a diabetic person, and I am looking after myself. I am number one, and it's number one priority to look after myself. This is a very good combination anyway. I'm not eating anything starchy or anything like gluey or whatever. I'm just like, I made up my own stuff, to eat as a diabetic person. And if you don't know what diabetic is, it's not, listen, the sugar doesn't give you diabetic. You're getting it wrong. Sugar does not give you diabetic. Diabetic cause because your insulin in your body decreases in your body. Okay? So that's the reason why, and more reasons to it as well. And when you are diabetic, you must also watch your diet, what you're eating. Watch everything that you're eating. Take everything into considerations, what you're eating, so that you could maintain a better lifestyle, and you still keep away from the sugar and you keep away from certain beverages, certain food kind. You just make sure that you look after yourself, and you get your diabetic check at your GP. And now that you don't have to wait to go to the GPs now, because you can also go into the pharmacy, into the chemist, and you can ask them, providing that they are written up to do the blood pressure checks. You can go in there now that they have kind of like a new machine at the surgery. I'm not too sure whether they have got it in the pharmacy, that you can just stand on the machine and organize it that way. Prepare yourself, stand on the machine, put your hand through the blood pressure check as well. And this one is for blood pressure. You can check your blood pressure that way as well, because blood pressure and being diabetic, they're not a good combinations. And during my nursing times, I've seen one morning I was on the ward and I felt so sorry for this man. He self-medicated himself, but he overdosed himself, and all my adrenaline went into my body. Seeing the man in this condition, my adrenaline went right through my body. It was a shiver. And then other doctors came and whatever, tried to revive him back, and he went into intensive care. And I often wonder what happened to him after, when he went into intensive care. I felt so sorry for him, because if you're type 1, it is serious. And if you're type 2 is not bad, because type 2 can be controlled with your medication that you're taking, and regular checks as well with your blood test and everything. And but type 1, oh my God, type 1, you have to insulin dependent on it all the time and all this sort of thing. So I'm very considerate for those people who are type 1 diabetic. And it is not a shame to be diabetic. It is not a shame to have high blood pressure. So if you're diabetic and you have high blood pressure as well, and you're hiding it from your relatives and whatever, and all the other diagnoses of diseases you're hiding from your family, you better stop hiding it, because I know of people who are hiding things. and you better let the world know, because the thing is, right, there's nothing to be ashamed of. As I say that, no one asked to be ill, no one asked to have, no one asked to become diabetic, no one asked to become high blood pressure, no one asked to have all these diagnoses with them. So, don't hide things when things happen to you. All my children know that I am diabetic, and I'm not afraid of telling them that I am diabetic, and I'm not afraid to tell the world that I am diabetic, because I only just found out a few years ago, and I had a lot of weight on. My weight was really, I was weighing about like 13, 14 stone. Yeah, 14 stone. And I went, oh my God, I need to come down. I need to come down a bit, So I started, looking after my body, started looking after my health, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking. Not to say that I was eating a whole lot of crap. But in my mind, something was wrong, because I usually get really tired and, like out of breath a bit. Now that I am diabetic, and I've got slight asthma, and a few days ago I was getting short of breath as well. Another thing as well, a lot of people are hiding because they are asthmatic, and they're hiding. They do not tell their relatives that they're asthmatic, because what it is, like a few days ago I started getting shortness of breath, and I'm on my inhalers, and I'm supposed to be taking my inhalers, twice for the day. Like I took one in the morning times and one when I'm going to bed at night times, just to help me. And I found out, like in the evening, we had some rain, and in the evening it started getting so warm, and I was kind of like out of breath. So I decided now that I was gonna go outside and sat and know where the wind was coming from, like the wind itself that blew across. You can't see the wind, but you can feel the wind where it's coming from. So I kind of sat next to I was in the east, and I sat the north, like to where it's blowing, where it's coming from, just to get that fresh air. And I sat out on my chair, put my feet up, elevate my feet, and then started to inhale and exhale, and believe you me, oh my God, I felt much better. After half an hour, I felt much better, and I was able to come inside afterwards, like in the late part of the evening, and went to my bed, and I felt much better. I slept much better. So if you're asthmatic, you don't hide that you're asthmatic, because it can be very serious. And I found out that a lot of people are asthmatic, but they don't check up on their doctors. A lot of people, no disrespect to anyone who is overweight, but they do not check on their health. They do not check up with their doctors to find out if they're asthmatic. And because the weight with the diabetes and asthmatic is not very good. It is not a good combination. They don't get on very well. Blood pressure and diabetes do not get on very well. They hated each other. Asthma, being an asthmatic person, and diabetes and blood pressure, they hated each other. They do not get on very well. And also comes other underlying problems as well. You've got to make sure that you look after number one priority is your own self, your body, your own self. What you look like, how you're feeling, your weight. Is your weight is in control? Now, because I was overweight, I cut right down, and believe you me, all like some of my clothes that I was a size 12, 12 to 14, I am fitting in them. I am so glad that I never threw them away. I kept them, and I am wearing them, such as my skirts, which was size 14, my shorts, size 14. I am fitting back into my clothes, and my dresses size 18. I used to take size 18 to 20. Now I'm not taking size 18 and 20, right? And I'm taking a lower size than that. Lower sizes than that I'm taking, right? And now I used to take like a top, which is 22, right? And now, well, it all depends on the materials and the size of the clothing, okay? So my tops, I decrease in my tops as well. So here I'm not saying this to upset anyone. We're all in the boat. We're all in the boat, and we're all learning from each other's, and what I'm saying, that when you have anything wrong with you, don't hide it. It is not a secret. It is not a secret, because the doctors needs to know, your relatives needs to know, your friend needs to know, So don't hide things, because I know people who are hiding things right now, and I don't disrespect them, because maybe the way how they feel, they do not know how to speak about it. But you need to be open about it. You need to be assertive and things like that. Just look after yourself, eat well, drink well, take your walks, your exercise, do your fast walking. Don't sit down and get overweight. Don't sit down and having a bulging stomach, right? We need to clean our colognes. Our colognes are impacted and overweight. So the cologne that we have, it needs to decrease in sizes. It needs to decrease. We need to look after ourselves as human beings. And if we do look after ourselves, then it's less work for the doctors, less work for the nurses as well, like myself. Less work, yeah? And we must love ourselves. Love ourselves at all times. Don't hate ourselves. Don't take certain food kind, and push it down your stomach and mess up your colon inside. If it's impacted, we need to clear it out. We need to clear it out and start anew, start fresh again. So all the vegetations of the field that God has given us, why aren't we eating lots of it? Why aren't we doing what God wants us to do? Yeah? We need to educate ourselves. We don't need people to be telling us, oh, you need to go on a diet and all this other thing. You see yourself getting expanded. You're expanded. You're expanding. Yes? Look in the mirror on yourself. Look on the sizes. Look at your waist. Look at your waist. Look at how your waist is getting expanded out there. It's expanding out there. So once you've seen that, then you said, okay, I'm going to stop filling the gas in the car, in the machine, in the car. Yeah, too much. I'm not going to fill in the gas too much in the car. You cut down. Basically, it's not the gas station I'm talking about. I'm talking the fuels for your body. If the fuels for your bodies, I'm talking about it. Your cologne is overloaded, and we need to clear it out. We need to clear it out, because I certainly look at myself when I was overweight. When I was overweight, I couldn't even walk up the hills properly. I have to stop and take rest and whatever. And I kindly love myself, look after myself. I've had compliments. Oh, you've lost a lot of weight, didn't you? Yes, thank you. I feel good. I feel great. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight, and I'm feeling it in myself, because I fit it so nicely in my clothes. I look good. My skin is clean and everything. So this is what I'm trying to say. So I'm asking everyone, it's all up to you individually. So I'm asking you, we must look after ourselves, because as I say, blood pressure, diabetes don't like each other. They hated each other. Diabetes and weight doesn't like each other. Stroke and diabetes don't like each other. They hated each other. They fight against each other. And all the, the heart attacks, the blood pressures, the high blood pressures, and the diabetes, and the weight, they don't like each other. They hated each other in that category. Yeah, so you look after the heart. You look after your heart, look after everything, the internal system of your body that God has given to you. And it's a gift. It is a gift. Yeah. So I'm asking us all to look after ourselves, because we should love ourselves and not loving the food. Some of the food, like the starchy yam, the starchy potatoes, English potatoes, the starchy sweet potatoes as well, the starchy rice, the starch in everything, and also the sugars in all these biscuits, in all these breads, in all everything. We can eliminate ourselves. We can do better than what we're doing. Yeah, I'm not saying that you must live on vegetables all the time, but everything are balances in everything. There are balances in everything. A balance in how you eat, a balance in how you walk, a balance in how you talk, a balance in how you cook, a balance in how you behave yourself and everything. Balances, and things are time limits anyway. So anyway, balancing how you drink water and all those sort of things. Everything is a balance. And God loves us all, and we should love our bodies and put good things in our bodies and everything. Yeah, so thank you so much, my good and faithful subscribers. And please like, share, and subscribe, and share with your friends and families, and give good comments. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.